What's up with it? It's your boy Stay Fly with my Apple iPhone 6 Plus review. Now, from day one, I was never a fan of Apple iPhones. I thought they were always behind in technology. For instance, when the first came out, when the first one came out, rather, they used 2G when 3G was already out and available. I mean, up until now, they've never had an HD display. The phone was always very small. The operating system was locked down. No customization, no NFC, but that has all changed with iOS 8 and the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. Now, this is my first iPhone that I've used for more than a day, and here's my review of it after a week. First, that 6 Plus is the biggest phone Apple has made to date, and with a 1080p HD display, it's also the highest resolution screen they've used for a phone. Now, coming from Android, where my customization is limitless, it was hard to get used to Apple's restrictive nature. The iPhone is a nice looking device, feels good in hand, a bit taller but narrower than all my bigger Android phones, including the LG G3, the Note 3, and the Note 4, which I recently used at the Verizon store. The curved design is a welcome plus and feels great in hand. Now on iOS 8, you can swap your keyboard like Android to get a different experience compared to the stock one. I'm currently using SwiftKey and also use it on my LG G3. I just wish it had an option for a full number row on top like the Android version. Also, you have the ability to have your screen without any apps on it, which I like a lot. I think the apps all over the place design is messy, and glad Apple allowed us to see our wallpaper better. Now, it's a few functionalities that they do have that makes it a little bit different than the previous iPhones. The first one is what they called reachability, which allowed the screen to drop down to make it a one-handed experience. Just tap the home button twice, and all of your apps or the entire screen slides down half screen. So you'll be able to touch it with just one hand as opposed to, choking up on your phone or anything of that nature. Also, the screen can turn into landscape mode like the iPad as well. You can do a complete 360, honestly. Now let's see the camera. The camera takes good pictures and videos. The 6 Plus has the iOS in it. I believe the regular 6 is digital. It's still an 8 megapixel camera, but it still produces good looking pictures. What I don't like is how the camera lens protrudes out the back. Now, the lens is supposed to be scratch resistant because it's sapphire, which I'm not entirely sure. I'm not actually sure if that's true, but you just put a case on it, you should be fine. Now, for battery life is good as well, and the brightness is really good. I think it's like 500 nits, so you can see it perfectly well outside. Should be no issues with that at all. Let's see, I get about 15 hours with heavy usage, so that's listening to music, streaming music on my Google Music, rather, Bluetooth in the car, Bluetooth at work, text messages, emails, Instagram, Google Plus. So I'm constantly on it, taking pictures, shooting videos. I'm constantly on it. So for it to give that well of a battery life, that's awesome. I'm getting like 15 hours, and then the first day I've used it off a full charge, I got 9 hours with 5.5 hours of on-screen time. So that's really good. Now, the things I didn't like about the phone. A lot of apps aren't optimized for the screen resolution. For instance, all the Google suites look very terrible. Let's be honest here. This may be a Google issue, but it's still a problem to me. If you look at YouTube, Gmail, and Hangout, everything is stretched out and pixelated. So hopefully they get a patch for that. Everybody updates so they can have a better resolution and a better experience all across the board. Because if you look at it, certain apps, the keyboard is bigger than, say for instance, you go to Message. The keyboard app is small like it's supposed to be. If you go into YouTube, look how bigger it gets. That's because everything is stretched and pixelated. Now for the accessories, they're hard to find for the 6 Plus variant, at least for me. They made a limited amount of 6 Pluses, which may be the reason why it's so hard to find a respectable case for it, at least at the stores. I ended up going with the Spizen case, which is my go-to company for cases. I know the Apple Store has the leather case and the silicone case, but that's like $45 or $40. That's expensive to me for a case. Even though if it's greatly built, $45 for one case, that's a lot. Okay, and the phone is pretty much, it's just big for the sake of being big. It doesn't offer any functionality like the ability to do two things at once, like the Note series or LG G3. I think it was just for competition matter because they seen that Samsung and everybody else was moving in that direction and doing very well in what they like to call the phablet world, which stands for phone tablet. So all in all, I really enjoyed my time with the iPhone 6 Plus, learning new experiences and playing with different apps that aren't available on Android. At the end of the day, I'm an Android guy. Android just offers better customization and more options than Apple. It doesn't mean that Apple is bad. I just learned that both offer great products, just a different vision. And I'm totally okay with that. So I will be keeping the iPhone and comparing it to other devices, especially the Note 4 when that comes out in about 2 or 3 weeks from Verizon. Also, I looked at the Note Edge, which looks beautiful in person. So those are the next two things I'm working on. Hopefully I can get those on launch day. We'll see. So if you have any questions, comments, leave them below. Thumbs up if you like the video and want to see more content. And thanks for watching. I'm out. Peace.